Hello student, how are you? I welcome you all, and once again I am going to continue with the same lesson which we were doing yesterday. Did you remember the lesson? Are you people watching our videos? So children, the name of the lesson is The Beggar, and this is lesson number 10 from the book Moment. So this is chapter 10 from the book Moment, and the name of the lesson is it's a Russian story, and of course the writer also is Russian. It is written by Russian writer Anton Chekhov. What is the name of the writer? Anton Chekhov is the name of the writer. He is from Russia, and children, he is a Russian playwright. Okay, so he used to write short story, and children, I already told you that in this story the character, you can see the name of the characters are also Russian, like Lashkov is there, isn't it? And of course Sarchai, Olga. So these are three major characters here. Three main characters are there, and you can see Sarchai, Olga and Lashkov. When you will hear these words, you can yourself feel that these names are not an Indian's name. This is a Russian name. I already told you that Sarcha, he was an advocate, and when he was going on a way, he met a beggar who was begging. He was almost standing near him, and he heard something. And what is that something which he heard? He heard that he is telling to other people he did not had food for last 3 days. He is not having enough money to have a shelter also. And he was a school teacher. He was a teacher in government school where he worked for 8 years. But due to some people, he lost his job. He was not there now in school. And now children, he has to beg because he is not having any work to do. He is jobless. Now, Sarchai, he was looking at him, and he had this feeling that he had seen this man somewhere. Well, he started thinking but was not able to remember. Suddenly, he looked at the dress he was putting. If he put a fawn color coat, then Sarchai, he looked towards his shoes, and he was surprised, and he started remembering that he had seen this shoe somewhere. Children, the main thing about the shoes was there, which he noticed that one heel was low and the other was high. Again he started remembering, and he remembered that he had seen the shoes somewhere, and finally he remembered that he is the fellow who was begging 1 or 2 days before also, but then he remembered that at that time he was telling something else. At that time he was telling that he is a student who was expelled from the school because of some reason. And now children, his statement is changed. Now he's telling that he was a school teacher, and from there he became jobless. Some of the people, they were after him, and they, just because of them, he had lost his job. Children, when Sarchai, he heard two different statements, he became very angry, very angry. He went near him and he told that he would call a police. That fellow, at first he did not agree that he was begging somewhere else also, but when he heard the name of police, he told everything to Anton Chekhov. He told everything to him. Okay, he told Sarchai that he was begging and he is jobless and he is the same person. Now children, he told him, why then you beg? You can do some work also. Instead of begging, rather you think for some work. He tells that nobody gives him work. He tells that he is jobless because he is searching for a job, but nobody is offering him a job. Well, Sarjay asked him, you want to do some work? He told yes. Children, it was not that because he wanted to do a job. It was because he had heard so much from Sarjay that he was feeling embarrassed. He was embarrassed and he was feeling a bit ashamed. That was the reason that he told Sarji that he is looking for a work, but nobody gives work. And immediately Sarji, when he offered him work, he started to think whether he should go or not. Finally, he decided that he would go with him. Otherwise, Sarji would think something else about him. And children, he went with him because Sarji told that he could get a job in his house only. And he went, and children, what job he got? He got the job of chopping of the wood. Now children, at that time in Rashwa, there was to be a very heavy snowfall. For that, people used to collect and keep wood in their house to keep themselves warm. So he told that you can also chop some of the woods in my house and you can earn some money. He called his cook Olga. He told that you go with Olga at the boat. She will take you to the back portion of the house and there you can start your work. Children, there was one window in the living room in the house of Sarji from where he can look everything, even from he can look from there the back portion of the house through that window. He started looking. He was not able to hear the voice what Olga was talking to Lashkov, but from her facial expression, it seems that she was very much irritated. She was very much angry with him. So she told that from his window, Sarji was not able to hear what Olga was telling to Lashkov, but from her facial expression, it was clear that Olga was looking annoyed. She was getting angry, but on what thing he was not aware. He was simply looking from the window, and it seemed that Olga was angry. Then he saw that Olga has thrown an axe in front of him and she has thrown some woods in front of him and told him to chop the wood. Poor Lashkov never worked earlier. He was so in a difficult situation that he was not able to cut those wood. He was feeling very bad that why he accepted that job of wood cutting. In fact, he never cut a wood in his life. It seems to Sarjay, when he was looking from the window, the way he was putting the log of wood between his feet, it seems that log of wood was falling because he was cutting the wood not with a strong hand but with a feeble hand. So the log wood was falling on the ground, and hence what happened? He was not able to cut the wood. Olga, he can see Olga took him, and again children, when he came, he told him that he had cut wood, given some rubles. Ruble is a currency of Russia. Some rubles was given to him, and finally he went. He was invited by Sarjay to come next day to his house for work if he needed any work. Well, Sarjay come after a few days, he come again. Again the wood are chopped and he got some rubles. Well, now children, the author has to shift somewhere. Okay, and he told Lashkov that we are leaving this house and he wants some help from him for shifting of the thing. He agreed. He told me okay. And finally when he went from there, Sarji, he gave him a letter and told that that letter should be delivered to his friend, and there he can get some good job. This time the job will be of higher level. He told that he would be giving the job of some desk job he would be getting. Glashkov went busy, became busy in his life, and here Sarji also left that place. Even he was busy in his life. For 2 years, no contact. Both were busy. Okay, both were going ahead in their life, and finally, children, one day they met with each other, and both were there to book a ticket for a movie or a play, which I will be explaining you. Both identified each other, okay, and this Lashkov, he was in a good dress and he was looking as if now he is earning a good amount of money. From his look only everybody can judge that now that look of beggar is not there with him, he is looking a gentleman. So he was asked by Sarji, that it is due to us, it is due to Olga, and it is due to me you got a job, and I think you are leading a good life, because the way you are standing in front of us buying ticket, it seems to us that you are happy in your life and doing some good job. What did? He was thankful. Lashkov was very thankful. But children, he told one thing which will surprise us. What is that thing? Okay, what thing he shared with us? That when I will tell you, then you will surprise. Will be surprised, and you will imagine that who really helped him apart from Sarjai. Okay, so children, open to page number 64, and children, I was there in the I will be starting with the beginning of page number 64. Okay, so children, now he saw the pseudo teacher seat himself on a log and become lost in thought with his red cheeks resting on his feet. So he sat children something like this, resting his head in the feast. This is feast, children. Okay, so his cheeks were red due to cold, and the woman flung down an axe at his feet. Who is the woman here? It is Olga. She threw that axe through which he was going to cut the log of woods, until she spat. She started spitting. Spitting was coming from her mouth when she was angry, and judging from the expression of her lips began to scold him. Children, when he started judging from her expression, it seems that as if he was scolding him. She was scolding him. The beggar irresolutely pulled a billet of wood towards him, set it up between his feet, and tapped it feebly with the axe. I told you the meaning of billet. I told you yesterday the meaning of billet also. Billet means thick piece of wood. That thick piece of wood he had kept between his leg, and children, very feebly means in a very weak manner he was cutting. Instead of cutting in a very strong, with strong hands, he was cutting with a very weak hands, right? And children, the wood, that billet, it wavered, and that means it started trembling or shaking, and then it fell down. The beggar again pulled it to him, blew on his freezing hands. Again, poor that chap, what was the name of that guy? Lashkov. He pulled that log of wood again. Again, he tried to cut. Okay, again it fell to the ground. Poor fellow, he was feeling very annoyed, because he hadn't done such type of work. So he was feeling very annoyed. Sarji anger had vanished, and he now began to feel a little sorry. Now, children, when Sarji was observing, he was seeing each and everything from his window. Okay, so now, children, he felt a bit sorry for him. He felt that his when his anger was vanished. Okay, he started feeling sorry. In fact, he started feeling ashamed because he knew that he drinks a lot of wine, and the person who drinks a lot of wine, they are not good, their health is not good. Okay, and poor man, he is a sick man, and he is making work in this cold. An hour later, Olga came in and announced that the wood had all been chopped. Could give him half a ruble. Now, children, after some time, Olga came and she told him, she reported him that all the woods which were given to him, he had cut it. Now the narrator, that Sarjay, the advocate, he told Olga to give her half a ruble, and if he wants to, he can come back and cut wood on the first day of each month. Now, children, he also offered him more work. He told him, if you want to come in our house to cut a tree and to cut those woods, he can come on the first day of each month. That means our first day of each month he can come and he can cut those wood, and we will pay him for that. On the first of the month, the waif made his appearance and again earned half a ruble. Now, children, next month also, when the month was about to start, on the first he came, and children, what happened? He again earned half a ruble. Although he could barely stand on his leg, but he was not able to stand on his leg that day properly. Either he was sick or he must have drunk a lot. From that day on, he often appeared in the yard, and every time work was found for him. And children, whenever he needed money, he used to come to them and they used to give him some work. So both were satisfied. They were giving him some work, and they had even he wanted money, so both were working hard. Now he would shovel snow, now put the woodshed in order, now beat the dust out of the rugs and mattresses. So children, so many works were there for him. Children, sometime he had to shovel snow. What is the meaning of shovel? Children, when the roads or the in the front or the back portion of the house is covered with snow, when the heavy snowfall is there, then children, that snow has to be removed, otherwise somebody will slip and fall down on that snow. Okay, so somebody they have to call and they do all this work. So he was given the work to shovel snow. Now put the wood shed in order. Now children, sometime the wood shed has to put in order, and it was he who used to be called and put that shed in order. Now beat the dust. Sometimes children, heavy mattresses were there and he had to beat, he had to take out the dust, so he was called and he used to do work. Every time he received from 20 to 40 kopecks. So according to the work, he was given the money, and how much he was being paid? He was being paid 20 to 40 kopecks for each work. According to the work, he was paid. And once even a pair of old trousers were sent out to him. So children, one time the writer, the Sarji, he had given him one of his old pair of trousers also. Well, when Sarji moved into another house, he hired him to help in the packing and hauling of the furniture. Now children, Sarji, he had to move to another house, and children, what he was doing, he wanted to help him in the packing and hauling of the furniture. Hauling of the furniture, that means children, at that time car and all these things were not there, lorry were not there, so people have to pull the things on the. So children, as I told you, when the author was shifting to some other house, he was called for help to carry for the packing of the things and for hauling the furniture. As I told you, at that time the lorry and the car were not there, so a person has to pull all those things either in a cart or in a through horse or in a cart. So he has to pull, he has to help in carrying those things. Now children, when he came to know that they were leaving, he felt he was sober, gloomy and silent. Okay, sober, gloomy and silent. Maybe he was upset that from where now he cannot get any work. Earlier, whenever he needed some money, he used to come and work for them. Gloomy is sadness. He was sad that they are leaving, and now it would be difficult for him to meet often. And sober means certain he was very serious at that time. Okay, he was not a child, he could not cry, but he was looking serious, as if he was feeling sad that they are leaving. He hardly touched the furniture and walked behind the wagon, hanging his head, though he was called for help to put the furniture and everything, but he did not touch anything. Simply, he walked behind the wagons, hanging his head, not even making a pretense of appearing busy. Children, simply he was walking. He did not do any work, and he did not even pretended to do any work. Okay, simply he was walking, not even making a pretense of appearing busy. He only shivered in the cold and became embarrassed. Children, he was shivering in the cold and he became embarrassed. Okay, why embarrassed? Well, children, this time the wife was sober, gloomy, and silent. He hardly touched the furniture and walked behind the wagon, hanging his head, not even making a pretense of appearing busy. Not even he did not even pretended that he is busy. He only shivered in the cold and became embarrassed. He was shivering. He was feeling cold, and he became embarrassed when the characters cheered at him for his idleness, his feebleness, and his tattered fancy overcoat. Many people were making fun of his coat. Okay, many people were laughing on his idleness, his feebleness, but he did not say anything. Poor fellow, he was simply walking. After the moving was over, Sarji sent for him. Children, when everything was packed, then finally they have to leave, Sarji called him. Well, I'm happy that my words have taken effect. Now, Sarji told, I'm very happy that now you have started working and you are proving a good worker. You are really working very hard. That means my word had some effect on you, he said, handing him a ruble. And children, he gave some rubles to him. Cheers for your pain. I see you are sober and having no objection to work. Now he's telling you just keep it, this ruble, because you have taken the pain to come here. And children, you have no objection to any work which I give it to you. What is your name? Lashkov. Now children, after so many days he came to know his name also. Though he was coming to his house, but he did not know his name. And today he has asked his name, and what answer he gave? He told, I am Lashkov. Well, Lashkov, I can now offer you some other cleaner employment. Now children, he was so happy. He told Lashkov, I'm going to offer you some good job. Can you write? He told, can you write? I can. He told, yes, I can write. Then take this letter to a friend of mine tomorrow and you will be given some copying to do. Okay, so he told that you will be given this letter to a friend of mine. The next day you can take this letter and you will be given some copying to do. That's something you have to copy, and that would be your job. Work hard. He told you now please work hard. Don't drink. He told you don't drink now. And remember what I have said to you. Goodbye. And finally they bid goodbye to each other, left. Pleased at having put a man on the right path. Now children, Sarji, he thought that just because of him, the man is on the right path. Sarji tapped Lashkov kindly on the shoulder and even gave him his hand at parting. Now children, what happened? Sarji, he just patted his shoulder kindly and even gave him his hand at parting, and when he was going finally, he just shook hand with him. Lashkov took the letter, and from that day Fourth came no more to the yard for work. And children, after work, he never came to the yard for work. 2 years went by. Now, children, 2 years have passed. Then one evening, as Sarji was standing at the ticket window of a theatre, paying for his seat, he noticed a little man beside him with a coat collar of curly fur and a worn sealskin cap. Now, children, when 2 years went by, one evening Sarji was standing at the ticket window. So Sarji was standing at the ticket window one evening, and he saw a man who was having not a good height, he was having a short height, and that man was standing beside him. Okay, with a coat collar of curly fur. He was putting a expensive coat with a collar of nice fur and worn sealskin cap. And even his cap was very expensive, which was made of sealskin. This little individual timidly asked the ticket seller for a seat in the gallery and paid for it in copper coins. Now, children, this fellow, the little individual, he asked the ticket seller for a seat in the gallery. Now, children, at that time, gallery used to be mean for the person who were having. It used to cost much. Like children, nowadays we are having cabin in the when we go to see movie. Okay, there are silver tickets, there are gold seat, there are silver seats. So he was asking a seat in the gallery and paid for it in copper coin. And children, he had paid enough money to the person who was giving ticket. Lushkov, is that you? Cried Sarji. Now, children, Sarji identified him. He told, Oh, Lushkov, is that you? Cried Sarji, recognizing in the little man his former wood chopper. And children, he came to know that this man is the wood chopper who used to come and chop and used to work in his house. So, children, he identified that man. So students see this Sarji, he identified Lushkov and he was so happy to see him. He cried, Oh, Lushkov, is that you? Recognized in the little man his former wood chopper. Now, children, he understand, and even as soon as he saw him, his former means the person who used to work earlier, and at what work he did to his house, in his house, he was a wood chopper. How are you? What are you doing? How is everything with you? So he's telling, how are you? What are you doing? How is everything with you? All right, I'm a notary now and I paid 35 rubles a month. Now, children, nice salary he had. Now he's earning a good money. He told me, now I am a notary and my salary is 35 rubles. Thank heaven, that's fine. I'm delighted for your sake. I'm very, very glad, Lushkov. Now he told, I'm really very glad, Lushkov. Okay, I'm really delighted. Delighted means he is feeling very happy for him. You see, you are my godson. He told, you are my godson. In a sense. Children, what is a godfather and what is a godson? Let me tell you the difference. Now, godfather is a person who support. Okay? A person in getting job, in helping him. So he is telling that you are like my godson. What is a godson? That means, children, he helping. What is he? It is just because the help he had done to him. So he is telling, in a way, you are my godson. I gave you a push along the right path, He told me, I was a person. You were simply begging. You were on the wrong path. It was I who showed you a right path. Do you remember what a roasting I gave you? Now, children, did you remember what a scolding I gave you when you were telling lie that I am simply a school teacher, I don't have a job? So what is scolding? Roasting means scolding I gave you. I nearly had you sinking into the ground at my feet that day. Thank you, old man, for not forgetting my words. Now, children, he is telling, oh, thank you for whatever you have done for me. Thank you too, said Lushkov. If I hadn't come to you, then I might still have been calling myself a teacher or a student to this day. Now, children, so in the beginning, children, the first paragraph is telling thank you. Now, children, this thank you is told by Sarji. Here, thank you, old man, for not forgetting my words. So he told, at least you remember my word to work hard, and you are doing that. So thanks for that, for keeping my word. Thank you too, said Lushkov. If I hadn't come to you, then I might still have been calling myself a teacher or a student to this day. He told me, I'm really also very much thankful to you. If I would not have come to you till now, I would have what I've been doing, begging by telling is I'm a school teacher or I'm a student, and I must have been begging. So children, he is telling thanks for that also. Yes, by flying to your protection, I dragged myself out of a pit. Now, he accepted that just because of his support and help, he came out from the pit. I'm very glad indeed. Now, Sarji also told me, I'm very happy to see now that you are doing a good job. Thank you for your kind words. Indeed, I'm very grateful to you and to your cook. Now, children, see, this is the main part of the story. He told me, I am very grateful to you and the cook. He's telling, I'm not only grateful to you, but I'm also grateful to cook Olga. God bless that good and noble woman. He's telling, God should bless this noble and good woman. You spoke finely, then I shall be indebted to you to my dying day. But strictly speaking, if it was your cook, Olga, who saved me, he told me, definitely you saved me, okay. Otherwise, I would have been beggar. But it was your cook, Olga, who saved me falling from in a pit. How is that? No, he's not able to understand how is that. When I used to come to your house to chop wood, she used to begin, oh, you sot, you miserable creature. Now he told me, when I used to come to your house, I used to, it was actually, I was not able, I haven't done any work, so I did not used to work. In just to show you, she used to shout, okay, oh, you sot. Sot is a children, a drunker, a person who takes a lot of drink, okay. So a habitual drunkard. So she used to abuse him by telling, oh, you sot, oh, you miserable creature, there's nothing for you but ruin. Now children, it is, you cannot do anything in your life, but you will be ruining yourself. And then she would sit down opposite me and grow sad. Now children, he was telling, she will sit down opposite me and she would grow sad. Look into my face and weep. And she would look into my face and she would weep. Weep means cry. Oh, you unlucky ma'am, there is no pleasure for you in this world, and there will be none in the world to come. Now she is telling, if you will not work, you will never become happy. No pleasure at all for you. And even if you will go from here in the future, if you will not work, there will be no happiness for you. You drunkard, you will burn in hell, and you will be burning yourself in hell. Oh, you unhappy one. And so she would carry on, in that strain. I can't tell you how much misery she suffered, how many tears she shed for my sake. But the chief thing was that she used to chop the wood for me. Now he told me she used to shed tears for me. She used to cry for me, for to see my future, that if I will not do any work, I will be ruined. But actually, it was she. It was not me who chopped the wood. Now, this is a very important point, children. It was Olga who used to chop wood for him so that he can get some money. The labor was done by Olga, not by him. And do you know, sir, that I did not chop one single stick of wood for you? He told me it was she cut all the woods. I did not even chop single stick of wood for you. She did it all. Why? This saved me. Actually, in her, this attitude saved me. She used to cry, she used to help me so that I can get money. And she always used to tell me, work hard. If I will not be there, then who will support you? A motherly affection. She was treating him like his son. Okay. So a motherly affection was there for him. Even he felt pain that just because of his sake that old lady is working so hard. Why I changed, why I stopped drinking at the sight of her, I cannot explain. Actually, something happened to me that whenever I used to think about her, I could not touch the wine. I did not drink. I leave that drinking and I changed. I don't know what was there in her, but when the word used to haunt in my mind, I stopped drinking and I thought that I should change. I only know that owing to her words and noble deed, a change took place in my heart. She told me this is just because her noble words and noble deed, a change took place in my heart. She set me right and I shall never forget it. Until that old lady, she brought me to the right path. It was indeed who also told me, but I, whatever I am, it is due to Olga only. She was the lady who brought him to the right path. I shall never forget it. He told me I will never forget her in my life. However, it is time to go now. There goes the bell. Lashkov bowed and departed to the gallery. Lashkov bowed, that means he still showed that he is still had a respect for him, and then he departed to the gallery. He went to the gallery. So children, see the kind deed and the kind words of that old lady helped him to change his whole life. He really became a good person. With the affectionate word in front of everybody, she used to shout. Okay. So children, with this I end my video here. Thank you and have a nice day.